Hello and welcome to the first part of a multi-part series on Minecraft. Minecraft is this new game that's taking the net by storm. It's in its alpha phase right now, and it is absolutely incredible. I found out about it a few weeks ago, and I've been playing it. It's absolutely a lot of fun, and you should definitely get on the train, have a shot. You can play around with it for free on the website minecraft.net. But what I'm going to be talking about today is the alpha game, which is for sale. It's about $13 American or Canadian. It is priced in euros, but once the game goes beta and release, it's actually going to double in price. And so right now, you are saving a lot of money by getting this game. And better yet, you get all future editions totally and completely free, all expansions, everything. So go, get the game, buy it, and come back when you do. For those of you who have it and have played it already, skip ahead to part 2 of my game, of this series here. What we're going to be talking about there is how to build a shelter quickly, how to get started on the right foot, and do well right away. For now, though, what we're just going to do is go into the game, play around a little bit, and explain sort of what it is. For those who have never seen it before, it's sort of a cross between Lego and an RPG. You've got a whole world made of blocks, and you can manipulate them in different ways. It's a huge sandbox. But for right now, what we're going to do is start a new world. You can have 5 different world slots. You just pick an empty one to start, and it generates a completely random world. There are a couple of different types. You can have one that's totally covered in snow and ice. You can have one that's totally lava and mountains and everything. You can have one that's a beach, an island, whatever. Right here, it seems to be that we are on an island with some sand and some gravel and a lot of water. Cool. And so this is the game. It's very blocky, of course. Its graphics, I actually enjoy them. I think it's a neat little tribute. But in any case, it is what it is. Now, what is Minecraft? What's the purpose? A lot of people ask, and it's sort of what you want to do. It's a completely open sandbox, and so you can build whatever you want to build here, and you can do whatever you want to do. All you have to do is survive, and that isn't really hard right now because we have a bunch of friendly cows and sheep, and nothing that's going to hurt us. But when night comes, and you can see there doesn't seem to be a sun around right now. There is one, I promise. There we go. When the sun goes down, right now it's quite early in the morning, it will turn into night, of course. And when it goes to night, zombies and skeletons and all sorts of evil stuff come out, and they will want to kill you. And so you have to find a shelter, or make a shelter, or do something in that general area in order to protect yourself, make weapons, what have you. How do you build stuff? In this world, you can beat things up, beat up each individual block, and take it. This is done with the left mouse, and you will collect it in your little inventory at the bottom of my screen here. You'll see that I've got little saplings which you can plant, and which I just picked up in and around the trees here, and the dirt that I've been beating up and taking here. You can place blocks with the right click, and you can put them anywhere, and you can jump on them like this. And of course you can see already how that can turn into a wall, and I can build a house very, very easily. And so you can build all sorts of things like that. There are other better building materials like rocks and things that make it look nicer. But for now, dirt. To get started well, what we need to do is build a workbench. One of the big things in Minecraft is, well, crafting. And what you can do is you can put together different materials, different basic materials like what I'm doing right now, what I'm collecting. And you can make much more complicated materials, like tools, like torches, like ladders, mine carts, roller coasters eventually. You can do all sorts of different things with it. but first you have to craft them. And so if you hit I, which is the default inventory key, you go to your inventory, and there's not a lot here at the moment because we just started, but we take these logs that I just cut, and we can craft them into more refined planks. And the planks are just pieces of wood like you would find. If we combine them in this way, we can make a workbench. And now you notice how I've only got a 4x4, or a 2x2 grid here, sorry. If I place my workbench on the ground and I right-click it, anywhere works, I now have a 3x3 grid, which lets us do all sorts of fun stuff. And so, for instance, I can make sticks. And sticks are used for all sorts of things like handles of tools. And so, for instance, I can make a shovel like this, or I can make, say, an axe for cutting down trees, or I can make a pick for cutting up rocks. Don't worry about how I'm making all these things. If you go to the website in my description, minecraftwiki.net, you will see all of the different ways to make these things, and so you don't need to worry about looking at it right now. But if you use these tools, you can do things a lot faster. And so, for instance, I can dig things much faster than I could dig by hand. If I go to a tree, I can cut this tree up way faster than I could. But it's not a huge difference. What we need to do is find the next best material, and the next best material is stone. And there's a bunch of it down here. And so, now each world is randomly generated, and so I just happened to find this cave here. But what we can do is we can mine it, just like this, and then now we have a bunch of stone. We can go back to our workbench, and on our workbench we can make some new tools, and those tools will be made of stone instead of wood, and they'll be much faster. They do their tasks way faster, and better yet, they actually last a lot longer as well. And so we can make some more sticks, and we can make some handles, like so. And we're going to make a stone pick and a stone axe, just for show. And we're going to take those and we're going to see just how fast they are. So compared to the wooden ones, way faster. And so if we go back to those rocks, it's really, really noticeable down here. Very, very, very fast. Now this right here is coal, which we can use to do some cool stuff as well. So for instance, if we go up here, we can actually craft this right here. We don't need to go back to the workbench, because we just need a 2x2 grid here. We can make some torches with that coal that I picked up. And we can take those torches and we can go down and we can light this cave. This cave is pretty dark and we can't really see much here. So now we can see. It works a lot better when the caves are deeper and darker and there's no sun out. These torches are pretty well imperative when the light goes down and you can't see anything until the zombies are right on top of your face. You can also do things like make armor and such. You can hit cows and things without tools, without a weapon, but it's much more useful if you have something like a sword, which I can make like this, and then I take it and I can beat things to death with them, and they drop things as well. And so pigs, for instance, drops what I assume to be bacon, which can fill up your health, and cows, sometimes they don't drop anything. Cows can drop leather or hide, which you can make armor out of, which makes you stronger. And so you can see how eventually this whole thing just builds and builds and builds and builds. The game becomes very big. You get to make all sorts of stuff. Your tools get better. You can last for longer when you go in and mine stuff, for instance. And everything becomes easier as you go up, which allows you a lot more freedom. To make whatever you want to do, castles, or huge skyscrapers, or what have you. And so that's the basic world of Minecraft. Totally open sandbox. You can do whatever you want. You can build whatever you want to build, and all you have to do it is survive some zombie invasions. So, join me for part 2 next time, and what we're going to do there is start up a new world, and we're going to talk about how best to go about building a shelter and how to survive the night, and the first steps that'll get you set up to going as fast as you can. Thanks for watching, and I hope you see part 2. Hope you enjoy it.